All right, and we are live.
They can see us, they can hear us.
They can see us. Hopefully, they can hear us. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I'm here once again with the Inspector who reacts. Hello, Inspector.
Hello!
So we are back this week. What did we discuss last week? I don't even remember.
Clone Wars,
Clone Wars.
the old
Oh, the
cartoon.
old Clone Wars. Okay. MXC, hello. How are you? Yeah, so last week we discussed old Clone Wars. What was that? 2003, 2005? Doesn't matter. I don't even remember. But we are
Your
back.
squadron's mic check.
Glad you all did a mic check. Yeah. Yeah, unlike, the last stream where I forgot and talked for a couple minutes without the mic.
It was so funny just watching you go on and on and on.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, like, this is gonna be so bad when she like realizes that nothing. I was actually scared you weren't looking at the chat and you were gonna play the whole video and
I
react
tried to do like
without.
a little intro in the beginning, for certain streams. But yeah, one day you guys are gonna just pull an April Fool's on me and just not tell me at all and pretend that like it actually respond to what I'm not saying or whatever, and see
Yeah,
if
for a moment there, I was like contemplating, it's like maybe this will be funny.
yeah. How far can we take this? Oh, yeah, yeah. We're cool. Fortunately, you guys said something, and we were able to. Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, so we're back this week, and we are discussing Star Wars Jedi Temple Challenge, and the Mandalorian Gallery,
And squadrons.
and Rogue Squad. Star Wars Squadrons, the new video game that's coming. So that's pretty exciting. So yeah, so we a few weeks ago we talked about the first 3 episodes of the Mandalorian Gallery. So now we're gonna talk about the other 5.
The rest.
The rest, yeah.
As much as we can remember.
As much as we can remember, we took some we took some notes. I mean, we can just talk in general, like kind of what we took away from it. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll just read off the titles of the other episodes. So episode 4 was technology. Episode 5 was practical. Episode 6 was process. Episode 7 was the score. And the very last installment this past Friday, episode 8, was connections.
Yeah.
So I think for both of us, like the last 2 was the most exciting. I know at least for me, I really liked the last 2. But
Yeah.
Inspector was saying you liked episode 8.
Yeah, I like the final part, and I like the technology one where they talked about like the new room, the little screen room they have in detail.
That was fascinating. That like made me feel like I was at a ride in Disney World.
Yeah, and good news, they're gonna be using it in the Kenobi show.
Yes, I heard my Kenobi.
So that's really like, I mean, it's kind of funny because like back in the prequel era, there was all green screen and stuff and all that, and it's like, I mean, sure, there was times when there were sets and there were times when it's like, it's kind of cool to see we've reached kind of another point in technology and era and filmmaking where we can now have a visual background and not like a blue screen and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
That,
like it's kind of
does
cool.
lighting. Yeah.
Star Wars is always like groundbreaking, always pushing the envelope, and always like doing new things with technology, bringing new stuff, bringing doing new things with Star Wars. Like yeah, like Episode 1 was like a big deal at the time, what they were doing with the green screen and and whatnot. And I mean, the behind the scenes on that is just fascinating. Like, I remember what a big deal that was, and now watching this, it's like, oh my gosh, like this is just as exciting. This is huge what they're doing. Like even like using a game engine, using like that virtual reality, the VR technology, and it was like, oh my gosh, like I had no idea, like that. You would never like. I mean, watching the episodes, it looks flawless, but then to see them, to find out what went into that, it was like, oh wow, this is like fascinating.
That was like the biggest shock for me. Like when I told you like the episode, like some of the episodes where he's just walking through this like canyon or like through the desert, and all that behind him's like real but fake at the same time. It's like real fake instead of like fake or
Yeah.
no, it's not. It's on location, but it's also not there.
Yeah. Mixie says ILM is a freaking amazing company. Star Wars has innovated so much for movies. Definitely. Yeah. And I like they were talking about like what they learned, like what the directors learned from their other work that they've done and bringing that. Like Jon Favreau talked about Lion King. They talked about Jungle Book, like what they used there and were able to bring to The Mandalorian.
Have you seen those movies, Jungle Book and Lion King?
I haven't.
Have you seen the original?
Oh, the original, yeah. But
but not the new ones.
I'm not into the Disney remakes.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, they look really cool, but not enough to make me want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, at least Disney should remake, movies that are worthy of remakes, or at least ones that would benefit from it. Like Atlantis, Treasure Planet. Those are the main two I can think of. But there's a lot of movies that Disney could remake that would benefit from remakes, at least, rather than taking away what the animated series was specialized in.
Do you think, like, I mean, down the road, like maybe 1, 2, 3 decades from now, they might remake the originals, like Star Wars?
I've thought about that for a while, and it's always one of those little things where it's like, I could see it, but I could see it in 100 years.
Yeah, I feel like it's... Go ahead.
I was going to say, at least like, when Star Wars is 100 years old or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, go.
No, I was going to say, I feel like it's still too new. People would, like, more than a majority would be outraged. But, like, I could see them at some point remaking it and changing it up.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, the only people I think that are going to be, like, outraged are the people who are still going to be alive that remember the original trilogy. Because I feel like by the Star Wars' 100th anniversary, majority of people are already going to be passed on.
Yeah, we'll all be dead. Do what you want.
It's like, I'm not saying do it, because Star Wars is a special landmark.
Yeah,
it's a milestone. It's an achievement in itself. But at the same, so it's one of the. I mean, we already tried remaking the original trilogy. We just made the sequels. But
tell me how you really feel, Inspector.
I mean, Force Awakens: A New Hope. Giant Death Star thing.
You're not wrong. I'm not disagreeing with you. It just sounds funny.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like that would be something they would attempt, unless it feels like something that would have to be done by somebody else, like something. Because there's another it's like King Kong is another very milestone filmmaking giant that was made back in the 1930s, and it had like a couple of remakes over the years, but the only one that really I feel like captured the original was the Peter Jackson one in 2005. And I mean, they used CGI and all that sort of thing, but they still honored what the original was.
Right.
So I feel like you need time to pass to attempt something like this, but at the same time, Star Wars is a much bigger staple than I think King Kong was. King Kong was more of a monster movie, B-movie kind of flick, but it still had something special about it.
Right. MXC makes a point. In 7 years, Star Wars will be 50 years old. And Ewan McGregor would be old enough to play old Ben. Oh my god, that would make me so happy. I would be, like, Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think they should wait to do it, and I could totally see them doing it, down the road.
Yeah.
But as a Star Wars fan, I would just be I would be curious to see someone else's interpretation of it, like even now. But like it would be way too controversial to do it now. But
yeah, I mean, you do it now, you're just asking for problem.
But like if Dave Filoni did it, or with John, I mean,
maybe like maybe doing an animated version of it.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Like the you've seen those Star Wars Kids.
Yeah. What is it called?
Little animated snippets, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget what they're called, but yeah, no, it's kind of like that.
Those I think are very well done in both kind of updating or redoing, but at the same time still sticking to the original.
Mm-hmm. So maybe that's something they're thinking about at the back of their heads, doing something like that, and maybe they're testing the waters, like they're testing the audience with this, like, well, is it well received? Would people respond to a animated original? I don't know. It's fun to think about. I mean, look at what they did with Scene 38 Reimagined.
And that was like a couple of people.
Yeah, that was like a fan-made, thing. Look at what they did with that. How epic that was. So I can only imagine what, if they redid it now, it would be amazing. Or it could potentially be amazing, like if they did it the right way. In terms of technology. Let me just clarify. In terms of technology.
But yeah, I kind of gonna jump a little ahead to the final Mandalorian episode.
Oh, okay.
One of my
we got sidetracked. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it reminded me. There was one very funny moment because they talked about when George Lucas stopped by to see what they were doing.
Oh yes.
And then like Jon Favreau was like kind of being all giddy, like telling, "Well, do you see all these little references and stuff, and all these little cool stuff?" And there was like that moment. Was like, do you remember this from the Christmas special and such? And I could just imagine like George be like, "Oh no, don't remind me of that.
Yeah,
please, I don't want to remember that."
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I had nothing to do with that. Yeah, he was talking about Boba Fett's weapon, and Jon Favreau was like, all excited. He was like, yeah, look, did you see we included this? He was like, yeah, I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, he was just like that. That was like, because that's like the one thing George Lucas despises.
Yeah, that was not a good. Know your audience, man. Know your audience. I think Dave Filoni would have known not to mention that.
No, it's just a funny.
It was. It was.
Thing, and yeah, but it's just one of those silly little moments. Especially like when you have like here's like the dad of everything.
Yeah.
and then you kind of remind the dad of just like, yeah, what? Oh, yeah, that thing. Well, I didn't do that.
And the kids are like, yeah, look at this, Dad, look at this. It's like that. That was a really a cool episode to see, like, what they tied in. The ice cream maker.
Oh, yeah. I remember that when we talked about that when the episode aired.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but yeah, that was what the reference was. That guy in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, and I didn't realize what a big deal that was until like this episode. Like I didn't know the guy, like the fans came up with a name for him, if I understand correctly. Like it was not even
like he became popular among the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Then he got his own he basically got character created.
Yeah. How insane is that? I mean, and does anybody even know who that actor is? Like, is he just like forgotten, like a nameless?
I don't know, and I kind of wonder. I feel like maybe he might have gotten invited to some cons or something, or maybe he just did his one gig and then disappeared.
Yeah, how crazy is that? Yeah, some people like I know like sometimes people are put in roles and they're not given credit for it. That was like Keira Knightley as Padme's decoy.
Her security guard.
Yeah,
decoy.
like wasn't get like she's not credited in that, and she
Is she not?
What's that?
Is she not? I thought she was.
She's not. Unless they went back and changed it, but originally she wasn't credited.
That's interesting. Because that was so funny. Because I was like, I remember like rewatching, and my dad was like going through like trivia or something, and it's like, oh, because she got, I think it was like Pirates of the Caribbean when she started to get popular.
Right, like when she was in this, she wasn't really all that popular yet.
Yeah, she wasn't a star.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
she does look like Padme, or at least
They
that's kind of.
Yeah, they really. I remember when I first watched it, it took me a little bit to like tell the difference between them. I mean, it's the beauty mark on um, Padme's face that kind of gives her away, but
Yeah.
um,
But with the makeup all covering everything, and it's
yeah,
just the faces.
yeah,
They do look pretty similar.
they do. That I mean, it was very good casting on their part.
I can't remember okay. So I'm pretty sure that Keira Knightley's English, British
Yes.
era. Is Natalie Portman
No,
American?
she's American. Yeah.
Yeah, she's American. Okay, that's interesting.
Well, Keira Knightley does like the fake voice in the movie,
Yeah,
like her I'm pretending to be Padme voice.
yeah.
That's very deep. They called it, what did they call it? The Amidala.
The
In the
robot voice.
Yeah, they reference it in the book. They call it like the Amidala something.
Really?
They had
It
like a
has a
name for it.
name?
Yeah, like it's funny. Like in the movie, it's like just bad acting, but in the book, it's like intentional. you
It's
know.
supposed to be regal and royal and
Yes, like emotionless, like very monotone. I don't know. Maybe that was intentional in the movie. I thought it was just bad acting. Because she was young. I mean, she's a kid. She was a kid at the
yeah.
time. Maybe that's how queens in certain cultures are supposed to talk. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of one of the things is that, like, I feel like when George was making the prequels, his intention was to try and attempt very Shakespearean
Mm-hmm.
um, era of talking and such,
Yeah.
like the old classics, all the kind of the Robin Hood and
Mm-hmm.
Shining Armor and Flash Gordon. Like it's all these weird inspirations that make Star Wars.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I loved about these behind the scenes is they bring up they're like Star Wars is the inspiration, but it's more or less the skin that they're bringing in the other inspirations to
Mm-hmm.
make the Mandalorian.
Right. MXC says he can't find the actor who played Wilbur Hood, aka the ice cream maker guy. Maybe so.
Uh,
Yeah, maybe he wasn't credited for it. Can you imagine? But like, I'm surprised he hasn't come forward unless he, unfortunately passed away. But
yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he just didn't like.
if I was like, I'd be like, hey, it was me. It was me.
That's one of the things that I wonder if like the actor even knows that he's this popular.
Yeah, like he must though, unless he's just doesn't. Maybe he doesn't want to be recognized. Maybe he's very shy.
Yeah, but yeah, that's so. I just love how they talk about that. How it's like, so here's this guy with just an ice cream maker. It's not like it's not a dressed up prop. It's just here. Take this like broken ice cream thing and run around with it. And then now there's like people who dress up as him.
Well, yeah. Now once I saw all that, like I didn't know that was a thing at the convention. Now I'm
At
like,
conventions.
I want to find one of these ice cream makers and put it in a video.
Yeah, like sad. Oh well, I guess kind of sad, but at the same time, it's kind of good. We won't have to worry about a Star Wars con until 2022.
I
So,
know. I
um,
uh, I gotta exchange my tickets. I gotta get my money back.
did they not refund you already?
It starts on Monday. Yeah, on Monday you can log on and you can either get your money back or you can like schedule it, like you can transfer your tickets for 2 years from now. But I can't.
Okay, so
Hi
yeah,
Brando. Um, he wanted to run in the race. Don't deny it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would totally do that. Get my orange garb and grab the ice cream maker and run.
yeah.
Um, let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find this guy's name, but
I mean, I often kind of wonder, like, what would you credit him as? Cloud City citizen number 200 with ice cream?
Wait a minute, who is this? The Mandalorian. Where? Oh no, never mind. That's not him. Yeah, I don't know. Like, but again, you would think someone would have come forward.
Yeah.
It's just odd.
Maybe the Star Wars fandom's intimidating.
Oh my gosh, there's a Facebook page called Find Wilro Hood. I would join that group.
That does not surprise me.
Wilro Hood, the man, the myth, the ice cream maker. Just reading these headlines. This is hilarious.
Did you did you know what the ice cream maker is in the old EU canon?
No.
So apparently, like, there was some old Cloud City data that the guy, like, snagged to keep out of the Empire's hands.
Wow. So even in the EU, they made a whole story behind it.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating. Only in Star Wars would fans focus on this character, like this side character in the background that, like, I never even, like, noticed that. Like, until we talked about that when we were watching the Mandalorian episode, I never, like, paid attention to that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm so focused on the main characters. Like, I'm not really looking what's going on in the background.
Yeah, like, I remember as a kid, I noticed that guy running, but I was always, because he was the one carrying something, so I was just like, okay, what was that?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an ice cream maker.
Yeah, I gotta see if I can find that on eBay or something.
Oh yeah, Dave and Favreau, like, talked about how expensive or how rare those makers
Yeah,
are.
especially when they said that, I was like, crap, it's rare. I gotta get on this. I gotta find it.
They talked about, like they can make it. They could just build a prop,
Right.
but, like, people will, like, hunt those down and buy them for cosplay. It's like, those are expensive. You are dedicated.
Yeah. I will find one. I will find one and I will have it. It will be mine. It would be fun to make it, though. You know, kind of beat it up a little bit. But so yeah, that was a fascinating one. And in that same episode, they talked about the 501st.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
That was, like, how exciting for them. Like, they were called in. They didn't know where they were going. They thought for all they knew, they were going to, like, a charity or doing something. Yeah. Like, they didn't really...
Doing the usual 501st job thing.
Yeah, like, that's what they do all the time. They go to these charities, they go to hospitals, parades. They get called in for, Star Wars events or whatever. But when they walked in, they walked onto a set and they were like, oh my gosh. And then Dave Filoni made the point, which I never even thought about, was like, these are, like... they put a lot of time and effort and money into creating very, screen accurate Stormtrooper costumes. But now these are Madigan. Now these are screen used props. Like, how cool is that? Like, they own screen used costumes, like props. Like, that's... Can you imagine what these things are worth now?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they spent a lot of money on them as it is, but now, wow.
Yeah,
I can only imagine. Bye, Brando.
See you, Brando. But that was just so, like, I can't imagine, like, you get called up, and now, like, you and your armor are gonna be in something very popular among Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
And like, it's one of those things, like, they do this for charity, but they also train and all this other thing. They know what to do.
Yeah,
like
they were saying that, like, they didn't have to really give them direction. They just said, like, okay, stand here, but, like, they
pose like this, pose like a stormtrooper, walk like a stormtrooper, run, do the thing.
Yeah, they knew exactly what to do. They knew how to hold the weapon. What, like, probably the easiest people they've ever had to direct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was really cool to kind of hear how that all played out. And they interviewed some of the people from the 501st. And you could see, like, they were just so excited.
I think I knew. Not. I don't think like the person I know who I think is in the 501st. Like he's got his own armor and such.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was in the Mandalorian, but I did know somebody who like on Twitch they would stream, and occasionally they would wear their armor.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
It's like, yeah, that's. I even like how they mentioned like basically like how George Lucas had his own personal like army to call.
Right? How cool is that?
It's like, hey guys, yeah, I need charity help. Like, all right, cool.
Man, if I had that power, I'd be like, okay, guys, let's go to the store. Follow me.
And then like how Dave and Favreau were just like, can we do that too? Like, do we have that power now?
Yeah, they were like so excited. They were like, we can actually call it? Okay. Did you all notice the mother-daughter pair? Oh, yes, they mentioned that in the episode. That was cool. It's like mother-daughter. I could never convince my mom to do that. I could convince my sister to do it probably, but not.
Wait, what? I must have missed that. What?
There was a mother-daughter pair who were in the 501st.
Oh. Yeah.
That was cool.
That was so nice. That was so cool just seeing all the just seeing all of them without their helmets on. They were all like showing off their faces and how excited they were and how different they all were, but at the same time they were all united because of Star Wars.
I don't know if you are tall enough to be a stormtrooper. Leia would definitely point you out. Yeah, believe me, I've thought about that. It would be fun to do, but I'm way too short for a stormtrooper. Like,
you go ahead.
No, that's it. I'm way too short. I mean, I'm 5 feet, but
you're 5 feet.
I am 5 feet. I'm a peanut.
I think my mom's still shorter than you.
Oh yeah?
Maybe. How tall is your mother? Who's taller, your mother or your father?
My father is taller. Basically, everyone in my family is taller.
Your sister?
Yeah, she's taller. I think she's like 5'2". I think she's 5'2". I think my mom is 5'4". My dad's not super tall. Maybe 5'6", 5'7". I mean, he's definitely taller than all of us. Winston, hello.
Hey,
how
Winston.
are you? But that would be fun. But
yeah. I was gonna say, like, so I'm guessing like stormtroopers have like military. You must be this tall to join.
You know what? They don't mention that in the movie. Although Leia makes her comment, "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" So maybe.
So wait, does that mean like Luke is like really short?
Maybe. I don't know what Mark Hamill's height is.
That's a good question. How tall is Mark Hamill?
Somebody Google this. Get on this.
Actually, now I want to look that up. Like, what is the average height of what is the average height requirement to be a stormtrooper?
Let's look it up.
And versus how tall is Luke?
Let's see. How tall are How tall are stormtroopers? Oh, well, this is from Disney. Let's check this website. Mark Hamill's 5'9".
Wow. It's actually pretty tall.
Jango Fett is 5'7". Maybe over 5'5". Let's guess. Maybe over 5'5". I don't know. I'll write a letter to George Lucas and see what he says. Like,
so wait, Mark Hamill taller than the clones.
Do we know how tall the clones are?
Well, you just did 5'7".
Oh, right. I didn't process that.
So Jango Fett's all the clones.
Yeah, this is Chime. It took me a minute to process that. um, hmm.
What about Leia Emixie?
Leia is 4'9". What?
I mean, yeah, Carrie Fisher's short.
She's 4'9"? I'm taller than Carrie Fisher? Well, y'all just made my day. I did not know that. Well, then can I just be like a senator? A general. I'll just wear her outfit.
You ordered the white dress, bun, earphones, headphones.
I loved her. I love what she wore in The Last Jedi. That fancy
coat. The dress?
Yeah, with the collar. That dramatic collar. That was I thought that was really nice.
Wait a minute. How many outfits did she have in Jedi? Last Jedi?
I think just the one. Well, that in the hospital.
She does have. She has the starting one, which I think is the same one from Force Awakens, kind of. A little bit. And then she has the ending one, and then of course her what's it? Hospital gown.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like 3 outfits. Yeah.
Huh.
Oh. I don't know why, but it feels like Carrie Fisher was. I don't like.
She was larger than life in her personality, I guess.
I always felt like but I feel like Carrie was actually taller in the later movies and the sequels. I feel like Leia was very tall, even though she's still like shorter than everybody. She's a very imposing figure.
Yeah, that larger than life personality. I wonder if they put anything in like her shoes though to make her look a little bit taller.
She did keep her hair up a lot too. I guess that helps with the height.
Mm-hmm. True. Leia's closer to 4'11". The 4'9" is a decimal of feet. Okay. We still got her beat. Yes. Yes. Your stature would make you a good young Ahsoka, Frankie. Wink. Oh, I would love to dress up like Ahsoka too. She's pretty cool. But anyway, back to the Mandalorian. We get so sidetracked.
I know. So we're talking about Stormtroopers.
Yes, the 5.
What else?
They said Mark Hamill was.
Oh yeah, Mark Hamill.
Yeah, was. Yeah, voiced the bartender droid.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Why didn't they tell us?
It's actually funny. I think I heard that Mark Hamill is actually I think he just did a tweet that he said he's been in everything but the prequels. And now I'm thinking, wait, you were in Rogue One? You were in Solo? Where?
Really?
Tell me.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Somebody, tweet him and ask him, where were you in Rogue One?
I'm pretty sure everybody's asked him, like, wait, where were you?
Mark Hamill does appreciate a good Easter egg.
Yeah.
He does. He's a real, he's cool, Mark Hamill. He appreciates Star Wars and what he's done.
Yeah. I will say this, I mean, it's pretty obvious. I don't think anybody recognized him as that droid.
No, definitely not. I never would have guessed. But it was cool. And you know what? I didn't put that together. So in that episode, they were back on Tatooine. They went back to Mos Eisley. That same cantina, bar or whatever from A New Hope. I didn't put that together. Back then, droids weren't allowed in.
Oh yeah.
And now there's a droid bartender. I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. That's kind of cool that they did that. I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
I think I mentioned, I think it was that's something I kind of mentioned when we were.
Oh, did you? I forgot.
I think so. But I didn't really notice that it was like, oh, that droid-hating bartender is no longer here, and now the place is run by droids.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's just like it's makes me wonder if either he changed how he feels or he just retired and now the droids took over.
Chances are in a place like that, he's probably dead.
What about the droid attack on the cantina?
The droid attack on the cantina?
It's not. It's a bar we cannot afford to lose.
I got you. I got you. Oh, it's funny, but yeah. And they were talking about how they tried to replicate it, from the original.
Yeah, they basically just remade it as much as they could from, the movie, from pictures, from other details, one to one.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course they had the screen, the background screen to replicate the background.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they did a really good job of, well, as the episode is called, connections, making, kind of really connecting the new with the old.
The references and everything.
Yeah. It was fun to hear them talking about, Dave Filoni and Deborah Chow were the X-Wing pilots in that one episode. So which it was exciting to see them in that episode, and then hearing them talk about it. See, now I'm thinking to myself watching that, oh my gosh, Dave Filoni must be so excited to do this, oh my gosh, this is huge for him, he's in front of the he's now an official Star Wars character, and he's going on about how the two of them did not want to do it and were trying to get out of it.
Get out of it. Yeah, I was thinking that too. It's this must have been their idea, right? And it's nope, it's not their idea.
Oh man, if I had the opportunity to be a part of Star Wars, I would be asking hey, can I be a character? Can I?
Yeah. But I did like how he brought up this experience actually helped him with actors and understanding how actors feel.
Yeah. The tables were turned.
Yeah, it's just I get it now. It helped.
And they said that they brought that X-Wing in
from
Galaxy's Edge. I was like, holy crap.
They had to they brought the whole thing in, rebuilt it inside a little bit.
They must have had mega bucks for this show because, that must have cost a lot of money to bring that in. On top of everything else that they were paying for, the technology, whatever. Holy crap.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
How they mentioned that they're in Lucasfilm, they're in Star Wars, they're in a bunch of things. They don't have a cockpit.
Right? Oh man. I thought they shot it before they shipped it to Orlando. I took it to mean that they shipped. I thought they said they shipped it there.
Yeah, I think they mentioned they hijacked it or something for the scene, and they had to it had to be disassembled, brought over, reassembled. There was some interior parts that to keep the thing stable. They had to take those out and build in the interior.
Yeah. Why go through that trouble though? Just because you can?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they went through that. And it's funny that it's technically is not a T-65 X-wing. It's a T-70. It's a sequel trilogy X-wing.
Oh.
So not the original trilogy X-wing. So it's kind of funny that they did all that to make it look like an original X-wing.
Yeah.
When the exterior is still kind of not. Yeah, it was a weird thing. It was man, you really went all out for this for 3 shots.
They really, yeah. It seems I feel at that point, they must have had money to burn. Because that's just kind of silly.
They got Disney's Disney's like, okay, make this work. Make whatever you need. Make this
Here's the
work.
card.
We need this to work
Take the
right
credit
now
card.
because we need to sell Disney Plus.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Let's see. They talked about bringing the dark saber to life.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Like, I don't even know exactly what they did, but it looked like it had like special lighting on it, I guess.
Yeah, it's like like a light ring around like this dark fixture, or, blade. And it was funny seeing how it was very wiggly. It didn't seem very static.
Yeah.
But, yeah, of course they touched it up with special effects afterward, but it's nice to see how practical it was made.
Yeah, it seemed like they tried to do that with with certain things, like with the props and stuff. Let's see. Oh, an R5.
Oh yeah.
He's still there.
R5 is still alive.
This droid's got a bad motivator.
Yeah, I was just like, I think I don't know. I think when I first saw the episode, I wondered, like, that almost looks like R5. I was like, it can't be the same R5, can it?
Well, you know what? Now that you're saying that, I feel like I remember you talking about that.
But yeah, and of course, they talked about like the old EU. He was a force droid.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they said that was a theory. That was like maybe a fan theory.
No, it's actually a book.
Oh.
Like, he had the R5 has the Force.
Uh-huh.
He realized that he had to make sure R2-D2 got caught, so he had to destroy himself to make sure R2-D2 was chosen.
Wait a minute, was that from a certain point of view, that book?
I don't know what the book was called.
Because now I'm wondering if I may have read that.
Yeah, it was an old EU book.
Okay.
And it was just one of those, like, it's one of those, like, silly EU ideas. I'll be like, okay, you gone a little too far here. You may have gone too far in a few places.
R5 had a bad motivation was getting R2 home. Aww. And I remember feeling bad for that droid.
Yeah. But yeah, what else was there?
Darth.
Oh, I do gotta say, going like back a couple episodes, they finally talk about Baby Yoda and his process.
Oh yes, and I thought it was funny too how, like, okay, obviously, like, the fans, went gaga over him, like, everybody loved him, but it was interesting to hear that they all were the same way, like, everybody would make such a fuss over him, forget that he wasn't real, and would start like oohing and ahhing over him, like talking to him like baby talk. Yeah,
they just they cuddle him, they kind of snuggle him, they set him down gently. It's so funny, but it's like how they animate it, and of course the concept art, like all the what could have been Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was right. They went through a couple different, different drawings or sketches or whatever, and they finally decided on that one. Which, thank goodness they did it, because some of the other ones were like a little.
They try to make him human-like. They try to make him, but like more creature-like, and just like they found the perfect blend.
Yeah. Just the right amount of Yoda-ness and just the right amount of cuteness. Oh yeah, I would totally grab Baby Yoda and hold him and cuddle him.
Yeah.
600 channel points. There's no channel points on YouTube. He's trying to give Madigan a treat.
You have to pay channel points on this side.
Let's see. Yeah, they said he stole every scene. People forget he isn't real.
How they puppet him, like how they used.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a hand puppet. It's animatronic puppet. Mm-hmm. It was interesting.
Yeah. All right, fine. I'll give Madigan a treat. Come here, Madigan. It's your lucky night. Let me tell you, she was passed out Friday night after all her treats. I finished my stream. She was passed out in the middle of the living room floor.
Just stuffing her.
Yep. I meant to take a picture.
Skinny.
I forgot. You a happy dog now? Yeah. Good girl. Let's see.
Gonna get fat on sweets.
Oh, and I think they had 2 puppeteers for Baby Yoda.
Yeah. They had like kind of the practical puppeteer, and they had the animatronic puppeteer.
Mm-hmm.
And I love what's the actor who plays the guy who put the bounty on Baby Yoda, the guy who asked Mandalorian to find him.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, but I love how he talks about like it's such an amazing piece of technology.
Mm-hmm.
It's so inspiring to be able to talk and act with something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just baby. I'm so happy that, and I'm excited to. I wonder if they're gonna keep. I remember I talked about like that mentioned. Is Baby Yoda gonna grow up a little bit? Maybe not because not much, but will he grow up like a slightly bit in the passage of time?
I could see them maybe doing that. I mean, he's 50 years. Maybe 51 is the magic number. They start to grow up a little bit.
51, he finally starts to talk. Gets his baby's first words.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that is gonna be. We are all gonna lose our minds when Baby Yoda says his first words.
Yeah, it's true. We don't know how much time has passed, so it could be a significant amount of time, or because I mean the thing too is if they can't make him grow up too much because then he's not cute anymore.
Yeah.
So he would have to be old enough to, like, young enough to keep his cuteness.
Yeah.
And babiness.
Yeah, we can't have the rebellious teenage years yet. Yeah. The rebellious
sneaking out to the Tashi station to pick up some power converter in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Mando wakes up and suddenly his ship's back at Tatooine.
Mm-hmm. A new version of Baby Yoda equals money. That's true too. I don't know. Maybe Baby Yoda has a brother or a sister, and they have to go find it. And then there's 2. We make money that way.
Oh no! This is a total theory. This would be crazy.
Okay.
I don't know if they do it. What if we actually find like E.T.'s planet in Star Wars?
Oh, that's right. They were in the prequels, right?
Yeah, they were in the prequel. They were in like the prequel council meetings or the Senate meetings, and yeah, and in E.T. apparently E.T. like recognizes a Yoda mask.
God. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's funny. I was never a fan of E.T., so I would be very upset if they get pulled into this. I was terrified of E.T.
Yeah, it's an interesting. E.T.'s an interesting movie.
And you know what? It's like a favorite of so many people, but I was like, I had nightmares. Oh my gosh, most of my childhood was spent with nightmares.
It's definitely intense. I'll say that.
He's scary. He looks scary and sounds scary. Like, oh. I never liked E.T. Yeah, he's a creeper. And yet, like, it's like one of my mom's favorite movies. My mom loved that movie. And I'm like,
yeah.
How could you love that horrible movie?
I've grown to appreciate it.
I'm sure it was great for its time. And I'm sure the story is very nice for some people. But
yeah, that'd be crazy if they would bring that canon. Like if they could somehow do it, if they're whatever legal stuff. I don't know. Disney owns everything, so maybe there's no
is it
anymore.
Maybe it technically is canon. If they were in the prequels, then they're technically canon. But as to what part they could play, that
would just be so. But that would mean Earth is canon. Like somewhere planet Earth exists in the Star Wars galaxy.
Now that's true too. If you're gonna bring ET into the, Star Wars story, then technically, yeah, Earth is real too, in another galaxy, I guess. That means the Force is real, everybody. The Force is real.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if they manage to do. Like, that'd be a funny one-off episode where like a bunch of ET aliens like kind of help Mandalorian point out where Baby Yoda's species planet is.
Just point with that one long finger that way.
It's like you recognize this? You recognize this guy? It's like they like help him, guide him. Maybe Yoda's planet and ET's planet are like neighbors. They're two neighboring planets.
Maybe. That would be funny. Let's see what else. I remember they talked about using in that scene. So in that episode when they were talking about practical, where they talked about like Baby Yoda, they also talked about like using miniatures, like I guess like miniature sets, kind of like they did like in the prequels for and the originals too. But
they talked about building the Razor Crest, the ship, Mando's ship, and like how they were just going to start it with a model like as a reference. Then they decided, hey, see, can we make this like a practical like effect, like the old movie?
Yeah, and I remember, if I remember correctly, they were like on the fence about it, and then I think it was John who said, like there was like a thing like if you whoever makes the miniatures gets to keep it or something, so or and like that like got them on board, like, oh, you get to, if you make it you keep it, then we're gonna do miniatures, something like that. I thought that was funny. And they talked about, they were talking about like inspiration. They talked about Battle of Britain inspired filming for A New Hope, which I thought was interesting.
Oh yeah, like how George Lucas would edit like other movies to basically create what would be previs.
Yeah.
Like editing ideas for how this would be the same to like 1-to-1. How like A New Hope was edited for its action dogfights.
Yeah, and there was they showed like quick clips of it, and I remember thinking like, oh wow, that does kind of look similar. Like, that's interesting. Now again, it's clawing at the door. You're not going anywhere.
At your door or the outside?
Outside. We're on the second floor, so she's really not going anywhere. It's over Anakin. I have the high ground. Let's see what else.
What was the thing that was confusing you in your notes?
Oh, a lot of things. Like, I'll just write down like a word, and then I'm like, well, all right. At the time, I remembered what it was for, but now all these weeks later, I'm like, I don't really know. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Use virtual cinema to work on show before filming. There was one thing that I wrote. But the stunt performers. The stunt performers preparing for their fight scenes. That was interesting.
Oh yeah.
Which, again, Kara was so great at her fight scenes. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. There's a score.
Oh my gosh, we didn't talk about that yet. That was... So ever since I watched that one, the theme to The Mandalorian has been stuck in my head. Like, I mean, I enjoyed the music, first time around. But hearing it again and kind of hearing it like...
its individual notes.
Yes, yeah, just like that. It made me like appreciate it more.
Yeah. I really also had it stuck in my head. Just like humming it.
And the guy, you know what? I meant to look him up. The guy who, um, the composer or whatever, he looked young. Like, I just thought that
Yeah.
was interesting. Like they picked, I mean, I don't know how long he's been doing it. Obviously, forever. But, um, yeah, I thought it was just interesting. They picked a young guy. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
I like how the guy like basically like he like just basically was like stuck himself in his room and messed around with all these
different instruments. Yeah.
instruments and analog and all these like a very old equipment
Mm-hmm.
to then create something that can be remade or not remade. What's the word? Enhanced, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
In when they get to the actual creating of the composition.
Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting to see. Yeah, how like he just kind of like just hearing him just kind of start out with one instrument, like those couple of notes, and on this instrument, that instrument, or whatever, trying it out, and then yeah, when they go to like the orchestra,
Mm-hmm.
it was like holy crap.
They just go ham with it.
Yeah, um, yeah, and ever since then, I'm like looking up the theme song on YouTube, listening to different instruments play it. Like I listened to a cello version that was like amazing. Um, it's a very catchy tune.
Yeah.
And it's
The Mandalorian's
perfect.
got great music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's dramatic, but at the same time, there's also that like that Western
Mm.
feel to it.
It's even got like a cute theme to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got this kind of sweet, twinkly theme to it.
Oh yeah, a person is good at their job when they geek out about their work. The guy was a total geek about his equipment. Yeah, you could tell he was very passionate about music and about his instrument. Like he knows his craft, and
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah. And that's what I gotta say. You gotta say that about everybody who seemed to be working on the Mandalorian. Like everybody seemed to really be very passionate about it, and
Yeah.
which is nice to see because like Star Wars fans, we're fans. Like we're huge diehard fans, and we want Star Wars to be in good hands. And so like that's what was really cool about this is to just see these people sitting around a
That,
table every week geeking out about Star Wars just as much as us.
yeah, that was that's another thing that back in Connections,
Mm-hmm.
like either Favreau or Filoni like both mentioned like how do we like this is something the hard like fans, this is something cool for people who don't know, but this is also something cool for fans
Uh
who
huh.
do know.
Yeah.
And like I like how they mentioned that, how they basically said like, hey, we understand you were dedicated, so
Mm-hmm.
here's a little kind of reward for that dedication.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good to see the crew of the Mandalorian. Um. Yeah. Yeah. You could just see they were really passionate. They put a lot into it, and made me feel like okay, like it's we're all in good hands. I mean, we knew we were in good hands, but it was nice to see everything that went on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
What was the episode between like practical and
Well, there was one of the episode 4 was technology.
technology?
Oh wait, we talked about that
Or-
already.
yeah. Then there's
Technology,
practical.
practical, connection. Oh, process.
Process. What happened in process?
That was a little bit what I was talking about before.
The VR stuff.
Virtual. Well, that was more so technology, but they mentioned that a little bit in this one. They talked about the stunt performers. This was, I think, one of the short ones.
Yeah.
They talked about like the influences, like samurai western.
Yeah.
Talking about how they wanted to be like a gunslinger with I can never say the word samurai. Samurai
Samurai.
code. um, they really like just talked about that.
Yeah. And yeah. That's all I can
Yeah, that
think
was
about.
really.
The score was good and connections was great.
Mm-hmm.
All these behind the scenes were so good, so well done.
Yeah. We could talk about Star Wars Jedi Temple Challenge. If there's no more thoughts about
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
we talked about the first episode like last time, right?
Yes, we talked about the first episode, and then there were two more, but you said you didn't see the third one yet.
Like last week we talked about the first episode, and then but you hadn't seen the second episode.
Right. So
and now you've seen up to the third episode, but yes. I haven't seen the third episode, but I've seen the second episode.
Yes. Basically, we've both seen the first two. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But it's cute. It's a really cute show.
So you remember how I mentioned like how it was like the kids like they're it's a competition and such.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where it's like, you're supposed to be Jedi. You're not supposed to be competitive or something like that. But even there was a moment when they got to the kids got to the final trial.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they were like, hey, do you want to use the dark side? It was just like, what are you doing?
He's like, yo, it's quicker. Come on.
Like, no, don't do that. Like, it was just... I thought they were going to get, like, even if they apparently which was kind of sad, they actually failed.
Yeah.
I was kind of sad to see them fail that mission, but I kind of wonder if they would have gotten scolded for using the dark side.
I know. I'm curious as to what would have happened. Like, yeah, if they had finished it or whatever. Like, what's the outcome of that? Like, would they have to do an additional challenge or something? Yeah, it almost worked for them. They just missed it. But I like the trials that they do. I think they kind of focus on there's like the physical, mental.
Yeah. Then they do memory, remembering kind of stuff.
Like the story, parts of the story. I like that one. I think that one's interesting.
It was actually, I don't know why it surprised me, but it was but the story was different than the first episode's story. So it was kind of nice to see that they give you a different story each time.
Right. Yeah, it makes it more interesting. You know what it's like I'm just like, not to keep geeking out over Ahmed Best, but like Ahmed Best, I'm just like still so excited for him, and I think he's so good. And like I think I heard that there's like an action figure for him or something. Basically, I want to see him have. I think they should take this and
they got an action figure for his new Jedi character already?
That's what I heard.
Oh, nice.
Or they're going to make one or something like that. I think they need to make a kids TV show, like
and his droid companions.
And like, but like, and have it be at like the Jedi Temple and like him training Padawans and like like very like super super basic kid friendly, like kind of like at this level kind of stuff. But like
they do a very good job.
Yeah. I just like, it just gives me warm fuzzy feelings whenever I watch it.
Yeah.
And the droids are funny, they're cute, and Mr. Rogers of Jedi. Yes, that's a good comparison. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, like nice, simple life lessons and totally kid friendly. Nothing major going on. Like an after school special kind of way without like the drama of it. Like just like an after school like cute little, like I just remember coming home after school and watching some kid shows and nothing serious ever going on, and
like
it's a beautiful thing always, Jedi Temple.
This is nice for Star Wars kids to enjoy, and even us grown-ups are having fun with it.
Yeah, like I think it's cool that we can appreciate it. I mean, so you're giving me an idea now. Now I'm kind of like just picturing myself dressing up like the Jedi version of Mr. Rogers and singing a song like that, taking my my boots off.
Gosh, Emixie.
I have to mess with this.
The prize of winning the Jedi trials is you get to meet Hayden Christensen.
Do it. I have to think about
Skywalker.
I could get creative with this. I have to think about this. Instead of a cardigan, wear the robe. This could be fun. I still have to work on the Kenobi cologne commercial. Kenobi.
Oh man,
like it's a spin-off of
that's gonna be something. see.
Yeah, I have some summer projects that I have to work on. These are my summer projects. I have to jot these down before I forget. Kenobi, Ascent of Dance.
So, without spoiling me, how's the third episode?
What's that? Don't spoil it.
No, just like without spoiling me. Like, is it just as fun as the others?
Yeah, no, it's good. And they do change up the trials a little bit.
Ooh, okay,
which was cool. Yeah, I was wondering that. I was like, is it going to be the same thing in every episode? But they changed it up a bit.
Oh wow, okay, that's actually that makes me excited.
Yeah.
See.
They should do, like a celebrity episode of Jedi Temple Challenge and bring in, like
Disney Kids special.
We'll bring in like the cast and crew of like Star Wars, you know. Get John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, get Mark Hamill, you know.
That would be something.
Get Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. That would be fun. See, we have all these ideas. They don't ask us.
It's like Mark or Luke would basically say, like, you kids are lucky. I had to carry like a little green old man on my back through like the jungle, do flips.
Oh man.
I will say this. This is something this is fan service that this should have been done in The Last Jedi. Mm-hmm. They should have had Daisy Ridley carry Mark Hamill at one point.
You never saw the picture?
No, I did see the picture, but I'm saying that it should have been in the movie.
That would have been pretty cool.
That was such a great little joke.
Yeah.
That like you're gonna see Rey carry Luke. It just would have been funny. Like it basically was like, hey, all right, your training begins now. Carry me up the hill. Like, yeah. And she does like, all right, what's the next step? And the next step, and he's just like, thanks. And she's all passed out.
Maybe if she went through more training in that episode, they would have done something like that. That would have been really cool.
Yeah, I definitely like. That's one of my favorite moments is when he's messing with her with the leaf.
Yeah, you feel that that's the Force? Really? No.
Yeah. That's something Yoda would have done.
Yeah. You could have had Rey carry one of the residents of the village. Oh yeah, those little toad-like creatures.
It's just that's a way she could have apologized for breaking their wagon.
Yeah. Oh man.
So that was Mandalorian. That was Jedi Trials. We have one thing left.
Yes, Squadrons. Star Wars Squadrons, a new video game. So we got to see the trailer. We got to see 5 minutes of gameplay. And we were excited to find out that we're going to be able to play it in VR. So excited.
This game speaks to me on so many levels.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be like totally immersive. Oh my gosh. They said multiplayer, I believe.
Yep. Multiplayer, single player, going to be VR, non-VR. Mm-hmm. Cross-play, so whatever system, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, maybe Switch.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can play that.
Like I was saying in my stream the other day, it's expensive, but I really, really want to get the virtual reality chair, and like so it syncs up with the game. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, it's gonna be like the real thing. It's just gonna be so cool.
Yeah, I would say wait to know how your experience would go. That way you don't like just buy a chair and then like that's not this too much immersion.
Too much immersion.
You're gonna hurl. Have you been on a roller coaster?
I start having a panic attack. It's too real. It's too real. Where am I?
Have you ever been on a roller coaster?
Yeah, not in a long time though.
I haven't.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've not had that experience.
Oh. or we got to get you to an amusement park. It's like not my favorite thing, but like I do like the simple roller coasters. I've never been on one that goes upside down. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah, I've played a lot of flying games.
Mm-hmm.
Like old World War II, World War One flying games. I've played the Star Wars. I've had like I'm not actually like I've seen it played, but I've not actually got a chance to play the old original X-wing TIE Fighter games. But I have played like the Rogue Squadron games,
Mm-hmm.
and like those have been my biggest influence on flying.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I'm gonna as soon as I ordered a HDMI converter for my GameCube and Wii, so I'm gonna stream those finally.
Oh, cool.
Be able to. So yeah, that's what I'm in preparation for. The Star Wars in preparation for Squadrons, the hype building.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Nice.
I'm this. Yeah, like which is, and like, but Battlefront 2 did a good job with the flying, which was a vast improvement over all the other. As much as I love the old games, Battlefront 2 did a good job with giving you much more control over your mobility.
Uh-huh.
You can roll and turn and do interesting things, but this game takes that to the next level where you can now like drift, which is something I didn't like until I saw that in The Last Jedi, and I was thinking, what, we need to do that. We need that power. And it's like that's something finally like somebody's using space gravity properly or space physics in Star Wars. It's like, yeah, okay, now we can do that in the game.
Oh, excuse me. Getting sleepy.
I know I tire you out.
No. Been up since the crack of dawn. No. Sorry.
It's Sunday. Why are you up so early?
Oh, it's my, body alarm clock. It's used to my weekly schedule of getting up at I used to get up at 5, and with quarantine I'm getting up at 6 or 7, depends.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, so no, I'm excited to experience this. I was never good with I remember once trying one of those flight simulator things on the computer or with the joystick or whatever, and I got a couple of inches off the ground, and that was it. I was never very good at it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I'd probably like more of a just an experience. Just you could let the computer control everything. There's got to be an autopilot switch on this thing, and then just let me experience it.
Yeah. I'm definitely this game's been a dream of mine. This is something I've been waiting for. So I'm just this, and I'll say this: I'm actually there's been a lot of comments, at least on the main thing, that people are disappointed that it's just a flying game.
Are you kidding? People need to chill out.
And I'm just do you not have any idea that was the norm? And we've not had a proper flying game in Star Wars in almost two decades.
Yeah, that's silly. I mean, there's so many other types of Star Wars games. Why not add this to it?
Yeah, and this is the best version of that. This is what, and this game is not trying to be anything else. It's trying to be what it's supposed to be.
Right.
And it's perfect. At least I hope it is.
I'm sure it's gonna be great. People need to.
Of course, a lot of people are cautious of EA, but I feel EA has been being a little smarter now in Star Wars than they have been in the past. So I'm not worried.
I remember when Battlefront 2 came out, and there was a whole big controversy. You had to pay for everything.
Oh, there was definitely a deserved controversy.
Oh yeah, no, that's understandable.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. But then, from what I understand, they eventually made everything available or something.
But yeah, I feel like they've smartened up a little.
Mm-hmm.
Since like Fallen Order did amazing.
Uh-huh.
With how it did exactly what it's a single player experience. It's exactly what it needs to be, and it's one of it's one of the Star Wars' best selling stories.
Yeah.
And now this one has a single player story, which you can tell from two sides, like getting
That's
Imperial and Rebellion, and you get to customize your character.
That's nice.
Like I thought you were just gonna get two like pilot characters. You actually get to create your own pilot. And I'm just like, they're just giving me everything in this game. Oh, did you see the Ewok bobblehead?
I did not.
Yeah, in the little trailer in the gameplay, you get to customize your cockpit, so you can have bobbleheads.
A little Ewok. Can I get a little tauntaun?
Maybe tauntaun. Maybe you could have little pictures. I think there's like holograms too. It's so weird, but at the same time, it's like it's so personal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Madigan! Oh my goodness.
Yes, Madigan. I know.
She's excited.
I know you're excited. Can't wait. Can't wait for dog VR.
Dog VR. Oh my god. Can you imagine? She'd be chasing a puppy. Amidala bobblehead, like from Clone Wars shit. You mean you don't want like a Leia bobblehead from episode 6?
No, no, that's the nose art.
The nose art. Oh right. That they kept out. Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I can have 2 bobbleheads. Sure, you can have whatever you want.
That's a day one purchase for me. Basically.
Yeah.
Maybe a pre-order even.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably pre-order it as we get closer.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's about it I can think of.
Yeah, I think we covered everything. Yeah, no, it was fun. So again, a lot of cool stuff. So I guess for the Mandalorian Gallery, it looks like they're probably going to do one for season 2 after it comes out. So I guess in another couple months, maybe this time next year, we'll be watching another season of that. And yeah, you got to watch the latest episode of Jedi Temple Challenge, and I guess there'll be another one out at some point this week. So
yeah,
lots of good stuff going on.
I do. What was I thinking about? I wonder if Star Wars Gallery is going to be like any other things. Like, is it going to it's not? I don't think it's just going to be Mandalorian. It might have other Disney product galleries.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. I figured it was just with every season of The Mandalorian. But yeah, you're right. They could do one for Clone Wars. They could do one for... Hey, they could even do one for the trilogies.
Yeah, for other movies or trilogy stuff. Or... Yeah, we'll see. I don't... Because it says... Did it say just Star Wars Gallery or is it Disney Gallery?
It's the Mandalorian Gallery.
Okay, so it's just Mandalorian focused. Then.
But you're right. They could change it. I mean...
Yeah.
You never know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was nice.
Yeah, this was good. This was very informative, and it was just really cool to see all behind the scenes stuff. So, all right, everyone. Disney could do more. They did all this. Sure. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us and chatting about Star Wars and. We appreciate the support. We'll be back soon talking more Star Wars or other things, potentially. So we shall see. We're working all that out. But, yeah, thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I hope, those of you who celebrate, I hope everybody has a great Father's Day. Whether you're a dad or you're celebrating with your dad, hope everybody has a good one. Or you are a dad. Whatever it may be, I hope you guys have a good one, and we will see you all soon. So have a great night, everyone.
Take care.